Welcome to Live with the Bride. I'm Tori Prano, owner and creative director of Passera Events.
I'm Sarah Schreiber, former weddings editor turned wedding consultant, and today we are talking about what an NFL team is like when you invite them to your wedding, having your own kids at your wedding and how special that is, and the advantages of having a bachelorette party the week of your celebration instead of a destination one far away.
And with us, we have Isabelle Sewell, and we were like a year out from her wedding, and she's in the hot seat today to kind of recap life since then and kind of dive deep into the wedding and go from there. So welcome. Thank you for traveling all the way here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Okay, Isabelle, it's been a little bit over a year since your Malibu wedding, Cielo Farms. I think I want to start with your welcome party, which actually took place at an Airbnb, which I think brides need to know, like, you can rent Airbnbs for these types of secondary events. So walk us through it. Walk us through the welcome party, how you made the decision, how you made it amazing.
So we just had like a pretty big bridal party. Panay's side of the family is really big. And then I had a good amount of bridesmaids as well. And we wanted to make sure everybody could stay at the same Airbnb together and just like enjoy quality time together the week of the wedding. We called it wedding week. And it was a really fun time. We got to do like a bunch of activities leading up to the wedding. That was like our bachelorette weekend or whatever.
Fun.
Yeah. And it was a really fun time. We did like themed nights and that was really fun. And then the greatest part was like after the events were over, you could just got to like go to bed in your Airbnb instead of having to like drive anywhere or go back to a hotel or anything like that. So I really recommend it. It's really fun and probably really cost effective as well.
Super cost effective. Okay, you did like a bachelorette attached to the wedding week.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
I want to talk about this because the destination idea of like a bachelorette party going all over the place is such a hot topic right now.
Oh my gosh.
People have very spicy takes. I have spicy takes on this.
Yes.
But I love, like, this is something that I tell people to do. I'm like, no, like literally dedicate an entire week before your wedding, go stay somewhere, have people come to you a little early.
Yeah.
And do all of those fun things then, and then they get to stay. Like, then it's like one trip, not
exactly.
7,
Two birds. Like,
one stone.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay. What did you do for your bachelorette then?
Yeah. So we wanted to do like a joint co-ed type situation. We just know that we have more fun when we're together than apart. So we did a camp theme night, which was really fun. So we did like all summer camp activities throughout the day. So we did like scavenger hunts and oh my gosh, what else did we do? Oh, pickleball tournament, because it had like a little pickleball court at the house. We did something where we like dove in the pool. So my mom, like, I don't even know if she was supposed to do this, but she threw like
that Airbnb owner is not watching.
Of quarters all in the pool. And we had the guys and the girls and like we were all diving down to the bottom, and whoever could find, I think it was like nickels in the quarters. So you had to like dive down and like see and like be able to differentiate and like whoever got the most.
This is giving peak childhood.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. It was
Sign me up. Like,
honestly,
I want to go play.
Like, that's
so we called it Camp Sewell, and it was, I don't know, that was like our theme night. Yeah, it was really fun. I wouldn't call it like a full bachelorette. We just did one night, but I do love the idea of like making it one trip because I feel like you can't like ask that much of people. That's my opinion. I know some people like to do, the extravagant trips and like multiple things leading up. I didn't even do like a bridal shower.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the attention to be on me that much.
Well, everyone's different.
So,
I think that's a good point, though. Like, brides, take the pressure off. Do what
you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have this. You have to have that. You have to do that. Because y'all had a whole week, but like the bachelorette wasn't maybe the whole time, but y'all had your down days. Y'all, did your own thing. Y'all all had dinner. Like, to me, that is what matters.
That is what
y'all
matters.
Are hanging out, having fun, and then making the most out of it.
Exactly. You don't want to let people like put pressure on you to like do anything that you don't want to do. Like, there's no rule book. Like, no, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better. And you don't have to do things just because other people are doing them.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally all it comes down to.
Yeah, it's your day, your week, I guess, in our case. But
yeah. Wedding week. Okay, love that. Okay, how has your first year of marriage been? On the other side, kind of flip-flopping to the other side.
It's been really good. I mean, I feel like got married and then just like jumped right back into football season. So we didn't get to do a honeymoon or anything like that. But we were like living together before we already had 2 kids. So I feel like not much really changed. We just like went back right into regular scheduled programming. But no, it's been great. Like we are so solid and have been so solid. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. But you, speaking of the afterlife, though, you had a baby before
2 months before the wedding.
And then you've had a baby since after the wedding too.
Yep,
Walk us through that.
Definitely like planning a wedding pregnant, like I guess just it's not, I wouldn't say stressful, but like your mind's just in so many different places because I'm like planning for, I guess that was my second baby at the time. And like what that shift was going to be like. And then also, I guess a little bit of stress about like, okay, am I going to fit in my wedding dress 2 months
I remember you telling me that. You were like, okay, Tori.
Yeah, that was really scary. And then just like how I'm going to feel postpartum, like so many different things about being postpartum and like going straight into a wedding were pretty scary, but it actually worked out great. And yeah, I like nothing really affected me too much. So very lucky in that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, how nice is it to have like, you know, your little ones with you?
It was so special.
Yeah. I have run so many weddings and I have seen this happen like, you know, with so many of my couples and to see like the kids there to witness that. I think it's just so special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know like, again, another probably like hot take, but like a lot of people believe in like getting married and then having kids, which is totally something I thought I was going to do as well.
It's okay. Good thought.
I feel like everyone does.
Good thought.
Yeah.
Good thought.
We thought.
We tried.
Yeah. And then, but I wouldn't have traded having my kids in my wedding. Like it's so special. Like watching the video, because obviously I didn't get to see Mila go down the aisle with my sister. But like Panay was sobbing. He was like, when I saw Mila walk down the aisle, I just lost it. And like I didn't get to see it in person, but I saw it on video, and like having those moments is so special. So I would not have traded that for the world.
Yeah. Okay. So Panay is obviously offensive tackle for the Lions. Were there any Lion shenanigans happening at this wedding?
I mean, have you guys seen the wedding video?
We'll have insert a few clips.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, the dancing was crazy. I mean, you guys saw Amon-Ra in the video. He is like the life of the party. Panay loves to dance. I mean, everybody that was there is like loves to dance and just have so much fun. So whenever they get together, wedding, whether it's a Lions event, like whatever it is, it's always so much fun. Like they're just such a good group
with
of guys.
him dancing, he threw in the tradition dance in the Hawaiian culture. And I think that's really important how like y'all incorporated that. So talk about that, of what he did.
Yeah, so he actually wasn't too sure if he wanted to do anything like that. And I know his mom really wanted to, and so it was actually not something that they planned at all.
Stop it right now.
They just did that really last minute in the moment.
Okay, well, mic drop, because I didn't know that. I thought it was absolutely.
He was like, no, Mom, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not dancing at my wedding. And then last minute, I think he was just like, all right, I'll do this for you. And then decided to do
those dances like give me chills. I'm not sure like what's the actual name of the dance, but
I want to.
Do you know what we're talking about? It's like the who, whatever.
I think it was, so hers is the Siva. And then I think it's the Siva. I might have to like check myself on this. His was not the Haka though. They didn't do that. Yeah, I think it was just her doing the Siva. Yeah. And then he like goes off of her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How else did you guys blend cultures on your wedding day?
I actually fully left that up to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I knew like aesthetically what I wanted the wedding to like look like, but if I told him from like off the bat if there was anything that he wanted to incorporate into the wedding, like culturally, like that was fully up to him. I would support it. If he didn't want to, that's fine too. So
of course,
we actually, I don't think really did a ton.
No, I think before the wedding, you actually had a private ceremony in a Catholic church, right?
Yeah, so we actually got married 3 times.
Yes,
love that.
Because that's what inspired our whole design was that Catholic church ceremony. So kind of dive deeper into that.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in the Catholic church. I went to private school, kindergarten through high school, and I brought my kids back to the church that I grew up in Oregon, St. Pius X Catholic Church.
Slay.
Shout out. And had my childhood priest baptize my babies and marry us in the Catholic church. So we did it like all in one. Marley was not born yet, but we're going back this off season to add her to the group.
Okay.
But yeah, we did it all in one, and it was so special. That was the second time we got married. The first time was in our house in Michigan. We were like, I was about to give birth to Mila, and I was like, all right, we need to just like get married. We had been engaged for a year at that point. So we just got married at our house with the Lions team chaplain. He was
No way.
I love that.
Yeah. He married us in our living room. So that was number 1.
Okay.
Catholic church was number 2. And then our wedding was number 3. That's why I have 3 bands. Yeah.
Okay, so I had to ask then, what is your anniversary date?
That's a great question.
You're like, all three,
we've made it
actually.
just our like wedding date.
Okay.
like,
The wedding date.
yes,
Okay, because you're like, baby, I can't keep up with all this.
No, I was like, wait, which one should we do? So we just picked that one. Yeah.
Honestly, like that is a question I have gotten before
Yeah.
because people, they're like, well, which one is it then?
Yeah.
I'm like, don't ask me. I feel like that's such a personal choice, which you
Yeah.
recognize. Like,
Yeah.
there's like what's on your marriage license,
Mhm.
but like, what's the one that you actually recognize?
Absolutely.
You just get to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. You mentioned in your brides feature because Isabelle and I worked on her wedding for brides
Mhm.
together
Yes, so fun.
last year. You mentioned that you couldn't have done this without Tori.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, no, okay, 100%. But I think like a lot of brides are oftentimes on the fence about hiring a planner or like don't know exactly the benefits of one
Yeah.
and how that all works. So what were some things, that Tori handled or that you think planning teams handled that were super beneficial to you and gave you some of that, time and peace back?
Yeah, I think just to start, like I'm a very type A person. Like I do enjoy even just like planning events. Like even with the Lions girls, I like to plan events, but this was like next level. And I even debated. I was like, well, maybe I'll just do like I forget you can do like not half plan. What do you call it? There's like different levels of service.
like
Partial service.
partial.
Yeah, month of
Day
coordinator or
of
something.
planning,
Yeah, I
right.
was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do that because I do like the planning aspect of it, and I'm so glad I did not do that.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I'm like saying that as a type A person.
Yeah.
So like, it's just so next level of planning. Like, I thought I could maybe take it on, and then once we got into the planning process, I was like, no, there's a reason that people do this, and it's not me. So I'm so glad. Like, I mean, just all the details that go into it and things that you wouldn't even think of. Because it's like, I mean, most people only get married one time.
Yes.
But like, it's not something I'm planning on doing
it's your
again.
first time.
So it's like,
One and
there's
done.
things that you don't know and because you've never done it before and you know it all. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your level, would you say that like when you were hiring a full service planner, that hour, like 3,500 hours to plan a wedding? That's what you think? That's what goes into
Well,
it?
our average is our average is that
3,500
That
hours.
tracks.
Yes.
I would text her all the time. Just like,
Yeah, and
she's
that our
always
max
on.
would be 6 brides a year. So we're very selective on who we bring in because we know that we have to align on both sides. So when we interview a bride, they're interviewing us, we're interviewing them.
Totally.
Because we're very selective on who that 6 are going to be.
Yeah. That's a lot of time spent with somebody or
Yeah.
for somebody.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And making sure that they have that same vision in mind, like is their needs and our needs and their wants, our wants, is everything meshing well?
Yeah.
It has to mesh and relationship is everything.
Everything.
So, everything.
Totally.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking to each other quite literally all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you guys find that alignment, right? And then like, Isabelle, you're type A, right?
Yes.
So
Oh
then
my
like,
gosh.
what does it mean to then like kind of like give a good amount of control
Yeah.
to Tori to execute? Like how did you guys kind of find that alignment?
I think I had just gotten like so overwhelmed with the amount of amount of options, choices, and all of that, where I was just like, you know what? There's no way that I'm going to be able to like choose from everything. So it was really nice to be able to be like, okay, here's some like selected options for you to choose from instead of just like literally you open your phone and there's you could do anything.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to be able to like we talked about style and like inspiration and everything that I kind of saw for my wedding. And then it was nice to be able to have those options instead of just, the world's at our fingertips. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
And then also, I'm extremely type A.
Yeah. That was another thing. I felt like we were aligned in that aspect,
Yeah.
like the detail orientation.
Together, type A plus.
Yes,
Yes,
type A. is like-
exactly.
now we're like double A.
Yeah.
So I think that helps when you convey that. Even though a lot of my brides are type A, I think you just attract that. When you are
Yes.
type A, you kind of attract type A. But
sure do.
it is still hard, though, even if having a type A planner, it's still harder as a type A person to pass that over. So as a planner, you kind of have to earn that. You have to earn that trust no matter what you do and who you work with, but you really have to put in the extra foot forward to gain momentum there.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is such an early decision, right? Like you kind of started your process and was immediately like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. Like, okay, wait, we need to change the game here.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of paralysis for brides right at the beginning of the process. Like how do they navigate? Like what do you do first, right? Like what are the first things that you should do? And like I'd love to know, you know, like you kind of, it seems to me like it was like, okay, hiring a wedding planner. But
pretty much.
Yeah. You're like, okay, yes. But like Tori, do you feel like that's, you know, a good first step? And if brides aren't going to hire a wedding planner, like if they're going to do this independently, if they're going to go the course, you brave souls. But if they are, like what would first step be then without the wedding planner level?
Okay. Absolutely always start with the wedding planner because you need to make that commitment if you're going to have it or not at the very get-go. Because what you don't want to happen is 3 months into what you're doing, you hire someone and now you realize you've gotten to contract you shouldn't get into. You didn't have someone properly help you. Like, is that what you needed? Now we're having to clean up. You don't want to go through all that. But let's just say you made the commitment. You cannot afford a wedding planner. The first thing you're going to do is go through the venue. Pick a date, venue, and then you're going to start with your key players, catering, food and bev. Does that venue require someone in-house food and bev? And then you're going to start going down your list of vendors. And from there, entertainment, photo, video, etc.
Yeah.
And then also, if you're going to have a month of or a day of, at some point, you need to, you know, get them into the mix. But just know that it is a timely commitment, you know? Yeah. So at some point, I would kind of rip the Band-Aid off and say, if you're trying to plan your own wedding, go small, go very intimate, go 30-person guest count, and where it's feasible, because you don't want to get into a nightmare where now you're like, dang, I wish I would have just found some money to let someone handle the logistics of this and flow, because it's a lot. It's a lot for someone that, you know, if you're working, even if you're not working, let's just say you're raising a family or whatever the case may be. This is
oh my God, that was me.
You're about to give birth.
Like about
before your wedding.
Like, I know, like, could y'all imagine? And like, if Izzy didn't have a wedding planner and she found out she's like about to give birth 2 months before, like, oh, I'm pregnant during the planning process. Like just the emotions she has to carry as a mom, you know, it's a lot. And I think when you make that decision, you have to be all in.
You do.
All in.
Yeah, I agree. You know how I feel about keeping things small if you do have to handle it in-house.
I mean, just for your mental sanity.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, going through that list, right? Like, you know, okay, whether you're hiring a planner, not hiring a planner, those priority vendors, like, Isabelle, what vendors were super important to you? Like, did you have like a few favorites? Like, we love all of our vendor teams, but were there a few partners that you felt like, no, this is like a big priority for me?
Yeah, I think the biggest one was food for the welcome dinner.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So it was The Kitchen, which is based in Maui, Hawaii. Nice. And I've actually gone there multiple times. We grew up like going to Hawaii all the time. And I believe Panay's dad knows the guy that owns it as well. Cool. So that was kind of like a connection that we like didn't know that we had. And then they just have the best food ever. And food was really important.
Yes, it was.
That was one of his things.
That's really all he cared about.
Yeah, I remember you asked him. He was like, "You're like, what's the most important thing to you for the wedding?" He said, "Food."
And enough of it. He's like, I'm a big boy, I have to eat.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we got you.
Fair enough.
And he said there's going to be a lot of big boys. So don't give us one little plate and that's it.
You invited a football team to your wedding.
No, absolutely.
You have to feed them. So.
Yeah, we should have brought the cafeteria.
Okay. Season or not. Okay, it doesn't
that was
matter.
like the top hit though. Like everybody talked about that food for like months afterwards from the welcome dinner, because the wedding venue was in-house catering, but it was also really good. But the food from dinner was just,
it was a different level, and also a little bit back to like kind of the culture aspect too, though.
I guess that we tied the culture in with the food as well.
The food
on the wedding party night, and it's like, oh, like that's a personal nod, but it's like that food. It was like almost like homemade.
It was
practically because they were making everything on site, bringing everything in on site.
So
was, I think about that at least like once a week.
Yes. And a gelato cart.
Yes. Oh, it was so good.
Can we also please talk about how we had a food truck pop up to the welcome party?
Oh,
and they would not leave.
That.
Like, please listen to this.
That's fine. They can stay forever.
Yeah. They were like refusing to leave. So we had before this said company was, contracted.
Yeah.
We were also interviewing and looking at possible food truck ideas to come to this Airbnb. And all we did was just inquire. Hi, what's your rates? What's your availability? What's your menu? That's it. That's all we did. And No booking, no deposit, no nothing.
Nothing was
What do you mean?
paid,
What
and
do you
they
mean?
showed
Oh,
up.
no,
This
what
food
do you
truck.
mean?
So then we're in the middle of this event, and her
You didn't know
dad.
they were coming.
No, her dad comes. Her dad comes to find me, and he says, "Tori, there's a food truck here saying that you booked him,
Yeah.
and they're refusing to. They're blocking the driveway.
And the driveway was like tiny, so like people are literally arriving, and
Yes.
he's just got his big food truck blocking.
He
the whole
will.
driveway.
He refuses to leave without payment." And I said, no way. I pull up the emails and I showed that we were not going that route. And the dad took the email, showed the man. He says, no, we got a deposit. He says, okay, well, show us where you got a deposit. Because I'm thinking, dang, did Izzy just accidentally pay something?
No, yeah.
And he was like, okay, yeah, he can't find anything. And he finally left. We had everyone there.
Yeah.
And this random guy who quite literally just quoted out an event showed up with food. He's like, well, I already have all the
Yeah.
food that I quoted.
No contract, no deposit.
No contract, no
No.
deposit.
Free
This
food.
man
Nothing.
showed.
Just
Like,
ready to go.
Honestly, can you just go put it in the fridge?
Yeah.
like,
At that point,
yeah.
like you should just stay. And
Yeah.
okay, so your welcome party was like eventful.
It was. I actually
Oh.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made me think about it because I was thinking about the gelato little cart. And I was
Yes.
thinking about the
You're like,
vendors.
food truck. Yeah.
That food truck.
Yeah. Any other highlights from the welcome party? Like any speeches? Like did you guys do speeches that night? Save them for the next day?
We did. Well, not we. I tried to take credit. Panay did the speech. I'm
Okay.
like, I hate public speaking. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then we got up there, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
He was the one that did the speech. But I held our 2-month-old baby. That counts for something.
Totally does.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
counts.
And then I think best part was like after everyone ate and everything. I had my family from Canada in town too, and they're like, they go hard. They are big partiers, and it was just so much fun. Everybody danced and just had the best time together. It was a really good time.
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I have to ask, we can talk about the design of your wedding now, but like
Mhm.
I really have been wondering since I ran your wedding and didn't ask at the time, was the blue and white color palette supposed to be Lions colors?
No. No, it wasn't.
No,
That
you
is
just
a
like
good
blue and white?
question though.
Yeah.
No, Panay and I's favorite colors are both blue.
Cool.
So, and I didn't ever, like, I wasn't the girl that had like a book with like what my wedding was going to look like, but I definitely had always looked at like inspiration, and I knew that was kind of what I wanted my color palette.
That's all
to be.
you told me, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I say that you're the easiest, only because for a lot of reasons. A lot of people do give me creative freedom, but you were kind of like, as long as you just have this, I'm open to seeing whatever you want to present to me.
Yeah.
Down to the menus and the
Mhm.
table number concept. I said, wait, are you open to us designing the menus after the church you were at? Because I knew that church meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let's play into the windows of the church and
Yeah.
have like
That's
a
right.
cathedral
Yeah.
menu.
It was like the
Yeah,
stained,
yeah, the
it's
stained
supposed to look like
glass.
the stained glass.
menus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
ring for the drink too.
Yes.
Like that was kind of also
Yes.
modeled after
Yeah.
that.
The seating
Yeah.
chart was stained glass windows from the church.
Yeah.
The table numbers, little stained glass windows.
Yeah.
Like, so that
Yeah.
kind of carried through, which that kind of inspired the whole design.
Yeah.
Because I would say it was like very clean design. We had our creams. We had the tan wooden chairs.
Yeah.
But I think it was just nice to bring in that little subtle touch because it was a personal touch that
It was.
you
I
know,
think that's a good idea in general. Like church or not, like architecture, like
Yeah.
even like
I
the
didn't even
architecture of your
realize
childhood
you could do
home
that.
could
Yeah.
be so nice in that
Yeah.
way too. Like that's
Yeah.
such a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, again, she's the best.
Yeah,
It's like
she's
I
the
would never
best.
even think that you could tie that into a wedding somehow. So
Yeah.
just attention to detail. That's why
little
like,
nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little nuggets.
And I actually think about that photo that we ran, the ring for the drink
Yeah.
photo. I actually think
Yes.
about that a lot.
Oh, those guys
Yeah.
I
actually
know that
ate
exact photo. Like I know
Yes.
exactly
Yep.
what it is.
Yes.
And I love that. I loved
Yeah.
that image and like somebody
That was one
ringing
thing I
it.
knew I wanted too. I had seen that and I was like, that's a really cool idea to have them
Yeah.
like hidden behind and the drink just comes out.
Oh, yeah. The guests were just eating it up.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
The interactive moments.
Yeah. Little
Any
station.
highlights from your ceremony that like kind of come back to you when we talk about your wedding?
My husband's vows were crazy.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Wait,
so good.
what did he say?
I mean, what didn't he say?
Okay.
And like we had discussed our vows before. Like he made my vows look like trash. I'm going to be honest. Like we talked about it before and we were like, okay, we're going to make it. I want to say we said no longer than like 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
His had to be like 4 minutes.
At least
least.
5.
That's still within range. 3 to 5 is good. 3 to 5.
Yeah, but like I was under the impression that
Yeah.
we were doing like no longer than 2 minutes, super simple, because we both don't like
Yes.
public speaking.
Yeah.
I don't
he
know where
showed out
that
that
came
weekend.
from.
Yeah.
I literally don't know where that came from. That was insane. I mean, he's somebody that like has never been the best at like putting his emotions into words. And I was like, I literally asked him afterwards, I was like, did you use Chat GPT for this? Because there's no way. And he was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, that's crazy.
Thanks, like-
Like he must have spent so much time on that, which is amazing. But I just didn't expect it, and it threw me off. So in like the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you both wrote your own vows.
Yeah.
Okay, what was writing your own vows like? I feel like this is another part of the
gosh.
process that trips like a lot of brides up.
Yes.
When did you write it? How many drafts did you go
A lot of
through?
drafts.
Did you have somebody read them? Like,
Yeah.
what did you?
Yeah.
What was
so
the process like?
I started writing them, I don't know the exact time, but like a few months before. Definitely went through like different versions and drafts. And then I think it was the night before the wedding or the night before the welcome dinner was when I officially wrote it. We had like gotten the little Etsy books that said, I think, our names on them. And I wrote the vows in the book the night before. And I definitely like, it's hard. Like you want to say everything, but then you can't say everything because it would take forever. So then you want to condense it. What parts like are the most important to you? It's hard to feel like you're saying the right things, I guess. And so especially as somebody who, I don't know, I get like a lot of anxiety about like public speaking too and all of that. So it was hard. It was definitely very stressful. I was not anticipating that to be as stressful as it ended up being. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you also don't know what they're going to say. So you
Sure.
like want to,
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not match the energy. I will just say that.
Yeah,
But
he really didn't like knock it out of the ballpark though.
he did. Like
that
and he
was
went
wild.
first. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, like
There's
now I
no
got to
way.
follow up to that.
Yeah.
Well, what's your advice then for other brides who might also have like public speaking anxiety? Because there is so much of that
Yeah.
that could come into play.
I mean, I'm so glad we did our vows, but I know that a lot of people will like do if you're
Private.
religious, like the prompted vows.
Yeah, like
that
a
they give
traditional
you. Yeah, like a
set.
traditional
Yeah,
ceremony.
yeah.
And then I have seen people like do their own written vows in like private.
Private. Mhm.
So I definitely considered that, but I was like trying to challenge myself a little bit. So but if you're like me, I think that would be a really good option to consider.
Great, though.
Yeah.
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 No, I'm still glad we did it because it was great. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you experience wedding stress? And if you did, what were like the things kind of keeping you up at night?
I feel like I didn't really have like leading up to the wedding stress because of Tori. Like she literally made it so easy.
You were so calm, actually,
I really was.
the whole time. I'm not
Yeah.
sure though if that's because you were also very occupied. You had a family.
I
you
think
had just
so. Like
gave
I
birth.
just couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
I think that
You
So-
had like
really
other
helped her.
priorities.
Yeah.
Maybe that like helped keep everything
think
in
it did.
check.
Yeah, I think so.
really
Maybe
did.
that's the tip. Like
That's the
you've
tip.
got like work.
fill your
you've
time
Got,
with
fill your
your
time.
time.
Be a busy person.
Yeah.
Like,
Period.
this isn't your entire personality or
Yeah.
life, so it
No.
shouldn't
Don't
occupy.
make
like,
it your entire personality.
no, like honestly, and I think
No.
like that's where a lot of the stress comes from. They have like total wedding tunnel vision.
Yes.
And
yeah.
it's like, no, like you still have your priorities,
regular
your
life.
family,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
your work.
She was still going to football games, still supporting him,
yeah,
still doing
during
her-
football season.
Yeah,
Oh my
she
God.
was so chill. Like, I don't think that I've ever got 1 ounce of like any kind of energy of like, oh my God, this girl's like stressing. Like, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah.
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 Love
I also
that.
think having kids made me like chill out because you just like can't control anything. So you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the kids being around, everything
Yeah.
was so calm. Honestly,
was.
it really was. And
Yeah.
they were young.
Yeah. I mean, Malachi was like 1.5
Yeah.
and Mila was literally 2 months old.
Yeah.
I was still breastfeeding at my wedding.
She was.
Oh my gosh. Did you take breaks to do that? Or
that
day
night
you
I
were okay?
didn't. We were like transitioning her a little bit off of breastfeeding at the time. So we were doing like formula or I guess maybe not formula. I think I was pumping, but yeah, I had my night nurse there. Highly recommend if you have kids and you're going to have them at your wedding, designate childcare.
Yeah, get the
because
childcare,
you don't
yeah.
want to be worried about like
Yeah.
your kids during the
Yeah.
night of your wedding. Yeah.
Yeah. When you saw everything kind of come together on the day of like the design after like, the months of planning, like how did you
Mhm.
feel when you saw everything?
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know how to put that into words. It's just like you feel so, I guess, proud of like seeing it all come to fruition. Like seeing it all in front of you is like such a surreal moment and feeling.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was. On top of a
So
mountain.
shocking. Yeah.
Perfect weather.
Literally.
Yeah, Cielo Farms.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's a beautiful venue. I love that
Mhm.
venue so much. What drew you to it in the beginning?
We knew we wanted to have a small wedding, and I know like if you do a small wedding in terms of like your guest count, like, and you have a giant venue, it's going to feel really empty. So it fit our guest count perfectly. It felt like so full, even though we had like, I think 114 people, like not huge, not tiny.
It's medium.
So yeah. And then also the location, I'm from Oregon. Panay's grew up in Utah, and then we lived in Michigan. So we have like people kind of in all of those places. Plus his parents live in Hawaii. So it was kind of like a middle ground for everyone to not have to travel too far. And we lived in California for like a little bit, not in Malibu, but Santa Ana area. Yeah.
Awesome. Are there any like lessons, things that you did or learned during your wedding that you have kind of taken into your married life, or, you know, anything that you've kind of gained there that you still think about all the time?
Like during the wedding planning process? I think compromise probably. I mean, Panay didn't really have a lot of things that he knew he wanted. So I guess, like that he didn't really have a ton of input, I would say. I feel like he wasn't really that big of a part of the planning process. But the things that he did want, like, because he didn't care about a lot of things, I was like, okay, we're going to make sure those things happen. So I think just communication was like one of the biggest ones, and like making sure you are like, I was, even though he doesn't really care, I was trying to like keep him a part of like, okay, this is what's coming next. Like, do you want to have any input on this part of the planning process? And just keeping him up to date with everything, so he at least knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to get there and be like, well, I didn't want this, or like you fully take over everything and don't even ask them about it.
Totally.
So I was just trying to make sure he like was part of it. So
were there things, you know, with your respective families, like how much of a say did everybody kind of have in the day, or was this like a you show, a you and Panay show, or like how, because like you talked about communication, like how is it kind of like folding in everybody into keeping them in the loop?
I think we just had tunnel vision in the sense that like this day's about us and only us. So we didn't take any input from anyone else.
I mean, okay. Yes.
And a lot of times, like, I know sometimes the girl's family will pay for the wedding. I don't know if people do that anymore, but I know that was a thing kind of. That was not the case with us. So knowing that like we were paying for our own wedding, I think we were like, okay, well, we can do whatever we want because we don't have to like answer to anyone.
Full agency. Yeah.
Which is really nice. I know everybody doesn't have that like ability, but I think the more you can kind of like filter out all the noise and just focus on like what you and your husband like really want for your wedding, the better it's going to be, because then you guys can actually, I don't know, I feel like it's easier to come to agreement when it's just two people instead of 100 outside voices.
100%. I actually think that's like a really awesome tip. Like when you have full financial control over your wedding, you have most of the time, not all the time, but you have a lot of control over how that day looks, feels, the traditions you do or don't do, like so much empowerment. And like, I mean, whether like you can afford it or not, right? Like family intervention or not, like sometimes it's worth it.
It is
to handle it for your own sanity and like your own vision and getting what you want. It's like a really great piece of advice. And sometimes it's hard to hear because you're like, what do you mean I'm not going to take any money? I'm like, well, like, what do you want most? You know?
Which I also feel like it's not really fair either for people to like hold money over your children's head and be like, well, only if you do it my way. But
that's, I mean, it happens.
It does.
Like, it plays out
like
that way sometimes.
Really not cool in my opinion.
So. It's rough.
Like, don't you just want them to be happy?
Crazy. I have a question for you though.
Oh,
so we're here, you're former editor of Brides, and you are sitting across from one of the brides that you featured. Looking back and seeing her now and knowing that we're like a year out, is there any questions that you did not ask her that you're just wanting to ask her now? Because it's not often that when you were in publication that you actually sit down with these people post, publish publication going live.
Okay, number one, did you like your feature?
Oh my God, I loved it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay. Number one, did I do an okay job? No.
Okay.
That's like, no. But I mean, otherwise, I think it's just kind of nice to sit across from somebody and see, like, our relationships with our brides are so like, okay, we're doing this, like, answer the questionnaire. Like, it's almost like it's robotic in a lot of ways. And we don't get like FaceTime during that process. So in a lot of ways it feels like, okay, like this is just, it's not like, okay, it's another wedding. Obviously your wedding was special. We wanted to run it, like all of those things. But it's nice to kind of like see a real person on the other end of it. And I mean, I was really drawn to your story because like had a family before you got married and like you were doing things like on your own terms and you had this like big, amazing party with this like blend of awesome cultures. And so it's really cool to see you doing so well on the other side of it. Yeah.
Was there anything about her wedding? You obviously review a ton of weddings.
Sure.
I mean, hundreds. What was one thing that you can think of? I know it's been a while. I'm putting you on the spot right now. But like, what was it that you're like, you know what, this would be great. This fits the brand. And
yeah. I mean, I always thought like, you know, whenever there's like really nice intentionality of design, the details were really beautiful, like the stained glass, like the escort card display, the ring for a drink. You know, like obviously we had like, you know, the lions were fun. Like, you know, like there were other wonderful, beautiful things about your wedding, but like there was a level of like high profile that we were doing. And it was just like, kind of like the way I see it. And, you know, a lot of editors that are working now, it's like, it's all kind of like, you look at things on like an equation, right? Like, and when you have like enough things to stack that side of the equation, you're like, wait, hell yeah. You know, like, let's do this. So like from the design, like you guys were so happy too. I think there's a photo of you at the end, like he's twirling you around. You guys were wearing sneakers at the end. Like there was a lot of joy, you know, like a lot of joy. And I think that's so hard to see sometimes. Like I reviewed so many weddings. You can always tell when people are like stressed or like really uptight or they just didn't let themselves go and experience it and be present. You can always tell when you look at a set of photos. You were like, nope, this is a wedding I would have wanted to go to.
Also, no, fun fact, I don't think I've ever told you this though, but at the welcome party, me, Panay, and Izzy were actually doing a sit down with another publication.
Oh yeah.
And we were interviewing with them, and then you got back and you said it, and I went to Izzy. I said, "It's y'all's choice. Who do you want to go with?" And they chose you. And I mean, obviously, you're phenomenal at communicating, and you still are.
Thank you, my friend.
But it is so funny to know that we quite literally were sitting down doing interviews for someone completely different. And then 2 hours later, we get the email from Sarah, and she's like, "Okay," and we're like, "Okay, well." Scratch that whole interview. We are going to be doing this. So fun fact. That was tea.
That's some tea.
That's some tea.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know.
Guys, I'm honored.
I had to surprise you.
Love. Okay, that's fun. Did we do a pre-commit or did we do... Did we run after the fact?
Yeah, you did a pre.
We did a pre-commit.
Yes,
we pre-committed before.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We love a pre-commit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what that means, but
we took it before.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for anybody who wants to know, if brides are interested in publication, sometimes, you know, at a certain level, certain details, when you have certain relationships, a pre-commit would be like when an editor says like, yes, like let's run this wedding before it happens. Most of the time editors are looking at weddings and sets of wedding photos after they happen. There's a submission process, but Tori and I had known each other. We, you know, like we're collaborators and it, you know, stars aligned.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Live with the Bride. Follow us on Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and let us know what topics you want to hear more about. See you next time.